Thanks, Professor Gupta, chairman of this session, vice co-speakers of this session, and also the ladies and gentlemen. My first thanks to the organizers for giving me this chance. And actually, I was informed that it should be more or less like a panel discussion. However, the speakers should be given some time to speak about their views. So I didn't come with any PPT or anything. Because right from the morning we have been listening to all the learned speakers, including the minister, and we are all, I don't know whether we are excited or something is wrong. But just to start with, if you remember, our noted film stars like K.L. Saigal, Raj Kapoor, Lili Kumar, Karan Devi, Madhubala, or Meena Kumari. These people, we are all aware of them. And none of them have felt in their lifetime probably to go to a film institute to learn how to act in a cinema or in a theatre. The great Indian scientists like Professors C.V. Raman, Satyendranath Bose, P.C. Ray, Homi Bhabha, Meghna Saha, they never felt the need that they should have done a PhD research, rather a paper on research methodology just before starting their research work. None of the great businessmen of this country, whether it is G.D. Birla, J.R.D. Tata, or any other leading businessman in the early 20th century, they never felt that they should have to visit some business school to get some degree before they could start their business. But of course, we cannot deny the need of the hour. Knowledge has extended its wing, and the environment is totally changed. And we know that environment has a major impact on the development of the individuals, the development of the society is heavily dependent on it. So when I talk about, especially the early 90s, like the market globalization, we have seen how in the short time that third world countries like China, India, Korea, Singapore, Thailand, on this part of the globe, similarly Brazil, or many other countries in Latin America, they could also have their own say in the development of technology, in the development of management education. Now today when we examine these things, we must have seen, and also we will know that necessity is the mother of invention. When the world provides so much of knowledge, and if this knowledge remains inaccessible to the students, obviously we probably do not do justice to our students' community. We have a moral responsibility. If the world is making so much of efforts to grow, to provide comforts to the society at large, then obviously we being the teachers, or we being the so-called administrators in the teaching institutes, we have a noble duty. We can't deny it. And just in the morning, when I was sitting in the library with my friends, then I just said that in India, we talk too much, we do very little. We have seen, this is our practical experience, after more than 60, and this is my practical experience, that the world, especially in the third world part, we talk and talk only. And sometimes when it's a question of implementing some of our talkings or some of our so-called philosophies, we try to deviate ourselves, we try to divert the attentions of the other people. I think the time has really come when we must try to self-criticize ourselves, and when we talk of this technology, we talk of engineering. Some speaker in this session was talking about another type of service like IAS, IPS, IES. Although there is an engineering services, but for the technical teachers, there should be some kind of technical education commission. Now, I really do not know whether it was Professor Visheswaraya or it was Professor C.V. Raman or it was Dr. Homi Bhabha. They have felt that these kinds of creation of another commission, another service sector would really do the job. The question is, how much is our commitment, how much is our devotion, how much is our sincerity, how much is our honesty to see that the next generation of us, who are none else than our own sons and daughters, grandsons and granddaughters, they get the genuine chance to see that the technology really improves, and we have a definite say, and this can be possible. This is another interesting thing, that there is now a very popular term, interdisciplinary fields, interdisciplinary subjects, interdisciplinary R&D activities. Now we cannot think of nanotechnology. Everybody talks of nanotechnology. I have seen many people who deliver, courtesy Google, that they deliver talks on nanotechnology without probably knowing the basics of nanoscience or nanotechnology. It's a tragedy. And this is probably happens only in this country, that just by going to the Googles or by collecting some information from the internet, we become the speakers of such a specified areas. Now the time has come when we have to tell our own students, some of them are probably sitting in their back benches, I can see their young faces. I have the moral responsibility for the mature faces like ours, that we should go and we should tell them that if we want to do something seriously in engineering, in technology, in social science, in basic science, whatever you name, it is basically or essentially the area of knowledge. And that knowledge is no longer segregated only for a sociologist only social science, for a psychologist only psychology, for a physicist only physics. It's a time when we should have to embrace the knowledge from the different sectors, from different areas, and then to blend them in such a way that we really become good engineers, good technologists, good scientists, or maybe good social scientists. I'm sure that this kind of talks may create some kind of interest in some of the younger generation of people, but at the same time, I do assure you, there are a lot of people in this city itself who would be happy to see that genuine atmosphere is created for the development of technological manpower. Whatever we are talking about the unemployability or employability of the qualified engineers, if we offer the degree in 40%, then how can we call them unqualified? If we declare them passed in the engineering examination, then it is also our moral responsibility that if we have produced these engineers, we must see to it they can become useful to the society. May not be at the first leap, just as an assistant engineer, maybe as a junior engineer, or maybe as a sub-engineer. But we cannot forsake or we cannot neglect our responsibilities for our next generation.